Daniel fast, a 21-day food fast like the Bible from Daniel that actually fasted while the king and his guards were eating a normal diet. Daniel and his disciples have maintained themselves with only water and vegetables because they believed that was better for them. And after 21 days, Daniel and his disciples were way more healthier and more vibrant than the king and his guards. So since that time, we call Daniel's fast. But nowadays, we have scientific studies showing that Daniel fast actually can improve your health. So let's learn the science behind it and let's learn how to practice a Daniel's fast. Hi, I'm Dr. Corassa, a clinical nutritionist from Brazil that has saved his life with fasting and a raw food diet. So I just want to share with you. I don't care if you want to change all your diet and fasting and eating behaviors, but I want to share with you the science. Maybe you can even eating one fruit and vegetable more per day can help. Even small changes can help. So don't be afraid of making adaptations to your lifestyle. Even small ones are already enough to do good things for your health. So 17 years ago, I started doing a lot of intermittent fasting and even water fasting. But nowadays, I think I understand a lot more about the subject. So it's not just water fasting that induces health. Even phytonutrients, as we call aromatic phytonutrients, can induce the autophagy, can help with the fasting process. So even eating fruits and vegetables is similar to a fast because you end up restricting calories, you restrict protein, you end up restricting the bad nutrients that come like cholesterol, higher sodium intake, higher saturated fat. So there's a lot of things that people must understand because they just think about if I'm fasting, not eating anything, or if I'm eating a lot of stuff. So even a good diet can be considered a fast, as we are showing right now with this study. The effects of a 21-day Daniel fast on metabolic and cardiovascular disease risk factors. So there were two groups. So the group that did the Daniel fast, although they have eaten 20% less calories than the other group, they were saying they were more satiated and they were eating less calories per volume. So they were eating, both groups were eating ad libitum. That means as much as they wanted. It was easily adopted. That means the diet was really, they said that it was really easy to eat that way. What they ate, they were eating fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, grains and legumes. They were eating a whole food, plant-based diet. And they had innumerous benefits in risk factors for diseases like lower insulin, lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, lower C-reactive protein, lower insulin resistance, we call HOMA-IR. So why does this happen? Because of a lot of biological mechanisms. If you want to understand a little bit more about fasting, I would ask you to click on the links on the description and click on the card above so you can understand more about what I'm saying in the biological mechanisms. But one of the main biological mechanisms that this Daniel fast helps is to restrict methionine intake. Methionine is an amino acid that in higher quantities in the blood can actually promote growth and cancer. So these called natural foods. That's not natural foods, it's just the diet that human beings have evolved over millennia. They are low in methionine. So fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, they doesn't have as much methionine as meat. They have the physiological quantities for us to thrive, but not the excessive amount for us to grow too much muscle and die in a younger age. So diets low in methionine in lab animals have shown to be beneficial for health, lifespan, and health span. So why the Daniel fast help? Because the food is rich in fiber, phytonutrients, low in saturated fat, no cholesterol, low in sodium, rich in antioxidants, rich in water, several kind of nutrient manipulations, nutrient properties, nutrient profiles that actually help our body to function in a better way. As the quote from the Bible, but Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine, and he asked the chief official for permission not to defile himself this way. Now God had caused the official to show favor and sympathy to Daniel, but the official told Daniel, I'm afraid of my lord the king, who has assigned your food and drink. Why should he see you looking worse than the other young men your age? The king would then have my head because of you. Daniel then said to the guard, whom the chief official had appointed over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, please test your servants for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then compare our appearance with that of the young men who eat the royal food, and treat your servants in accordance with what you see. So he agreed to this and tested them for 10 days, and his disciples were looking way much better and younger than the king's guards. So why Daniel's fast help? Because we're taking all the bad stuff out of the diet, all the low quantity of micronutrients out of the diet, because meat is high in protein, is rich in fat, but is low in micronutrients. So dairy and all these usual foods, junk food is empty calories, but fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds and all these other foods, they're really rich in micronutrients, while they are really poor in macronutrients, in calories. So you eat a lot of volume, you eat a lot of water, fiber and micronutrients, but you eat really low in calories and heme iron, saturated fat, and all advanced glycation end products, the cooked food toxins, because these foods you can eat mostly of them raw. So you have to understand that it's not just the Daniel's fast, but these foods deals with the longevity genes, as we call the sirtuins, AMPK, FOXO. They help our bodies to function better, dealing with making changes to our microbiota, to our hormones, to our metabolism, to our gene expression. That's why the Daniel fast help. The closer we get to a fast, even with a diet, the more we have the fasting benefits. For sure, I think water fasting would have even better benefits than a Daniel fast. But when you break the fast, you have to eat something. You cannot fast forever. So you have to come back to natural, whole food, plant-based diet foods. Okay, I'm not a vegan, I don't want to be a vegan. No worries. Just eat primarily plant-based. Oh, Dr. Corassa, I cannot drop out all my junk food. I need some junk food. Okay, but make sure you're eating plenty of fruits and vegetables. And don't forget that fasting is not a cure-all and a be-all. You still have to exercise, sleep early, have social interaction, and several different lifestyle factors. But a Daniel fast can actually help you to improve your health, longevity, well-being, and even save some money in food bills and in health bills. Do you like the video? Do you want to understand more about fasting? I would highly recommend you to read Hygienic Fasting Nature Surgery. It's available on Amazon, on print on demand, and Kindle. It's the best book out there on fasting. I wrote this with all the scientific knowledge that we have nowadays, and in conjunction, coming together with the old hygienic concepts and knowledge about water fasting and its clinical applications. I'm pretty sure it's the best fasting book out there, more than 200 pages, dozens of scientific references, is a must read if you want to understand more about fasting, but I don't recommend fasting by yourself. You have to have medical guidance and supervision, but if you want a nutritionist, I can help you not just with intermittent fasting, but with your Daniel fast, with your diet and fasting. So I have 10 books published, I give consultations online and in person, and I run raw food retreats, besides several online courses. So make sure to see in the description and in the website below, and don't forget to share, comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for the channel, and hit the notifications, and click these videos to know more.